Hello, fam. My name is C.S. Williams, the radio apprentice, and you're listening to Oral Vault Live Podcast. It's a weekend. It's not been quite an amazing weekend. I can tell you, I've been working for the weekend. You probably won't see that as anything new, but that's not the main reason why I would say it's not really been a wonderful weekend. But for me not to bore you with the gist, I would like to know how yours is going. Okay, I'm probably sure you've been having fun, getting some cool relaxation. For those who do white collar jobs where you have to relax for the weekend and then go out on a Monday to start up your life again, you probably be saying a different story compared to us who do the other side of jobs. Practically, we don't have a weekend unless we want to give ourselves weekend. But regardless, the main thing that has been happening to my weekend, I can tell you that, is that I've been really caught in different things. You know, when you have several ideas and it looks like your mind is trying to counter different things at the same time and then put them together to satisfy your curiosity and put you on the track that you feel you're entitled to, well, I'm in that trouble. There's been a whole lot going on, and I know very well that we are all involved in it. Then we tend to come out with ideas, and because we have this passion for not letting go, we want to work on them, whether they come out well or not. Well, if you're on this table, I would applaud you because I get to feel low most of the time because of the outcome. And God willing, we will all settle this rift one way or the other when things get better and a few people start seeing the benefit of ideas. And then we're going to get it right. But there's one thing about ideas and hard work that I know that feels different. It's just like buying and selling, and everything that has to do with business. You need a very encouraging capital. No matter how good you want to be, no matter how hardworking it is, the moment someone with the dough gets to assess your idea, things change all of a sudden. That is why they tell you keep working, keep working. And truth be told, the reason why you keep working is so that someone with the money, someone with a zeal, someone with a passion for growth would see you and invest in your idea and make you the person that you have dreamt to be. That's irony. You can't just sit back and have all these ideas come out and then you do a whole lot to put them to work. It's going to be very slow. And no matter how we look at it, we still need that person with a something to make it happen. So that person with a speech, one person with the idea, one person not with the idea anymore because you have the idea, one person with a drive, okay, to call you closer and tell you, oh, I'm seeing the light in you, and so I'm willing to invest in you. And what really disturbs me the most, the fact that in this part of the world, it's so difficult for people to invest in ideas. And most especially, I would actually point my finger towards the banks. From my own point of view and from the insight I've gotten from the people abroad, sometimes when you go to discuss your ideas with the people that matter, they buy into your idea and then make it happen by investing in it and then following you up to make sure that you're not doing anything different than what they're paying for. And that way, that is an idea put to work, and that's a monitoring team watching you out. I don't think anybody would have any problem with it, especially for someone who is committed to making things happen. But we don't have it here. You just have to struggle and then you keep hearing money's flying here and there. They're not. Anyway, if that's by the way, that's by the way. But I've been caught in that situation where I have to keep designing things, and I have to keep improving on different things, and I have to keep spending on projects that I feel would make a difference when it begins. And no matter how you want to look at it, I still believe that everything that I'm doing and that you're doing would come out right someday, would be seen by someone who really would appreciate the power of ideas and the money it's going to yield. Because there's nothing that I want to think about right now or I want to put to work that I don't have the figures that it's going to create in my head. And that's why it's most easy to talk to investors. But then after talking to investors, they all want to tilt towards real estate until there are no more lands to buy and there are no more properties to develop for rent. But anyway, that's a dimension that people choose to go. It's a choice. And so the most important thing is, as much as I want to give up sometimes, which is inevitable anyway, and so I imagine what other people go through when they try to push through with ideas and try to put them to work and believe in themselves like anybody would say and never give up. At the end of the day, they still give up. It's not easy. Like sometimes the brain just kicks in and tells you you've been wasting your time. Can you try something else? Of course, there's a possibility that you need to try something else. But then you just have to keep trying. You have to keep trying, and you need to start talking to people. Because that idea of yours sitting right inside the house while you're working on them will not really create the rounds that you want it to. I know it's I'm speaking to you right now because of the environment where we have found ourselves, but you never can tell the opportunities around you and who is listening to you and who wants to hear from you. We're not all the same and we don't hail from the same vicinity, which means that someone might just be passing by who is quite interested in investing in your idea. And because every one of us have said nobody's listening to us and all of that, and then you do the same and you fail to grab the opportunity. So please get it out there and talk about it. Design your speech. Learn how to present your ideas to possible investors or share them out loud when you have actually put them to work. Basically, I can tell you that this is me trying to give myself a whole lot of courage because I believe that while I'm talking to you, I would feel more impact talking to myself and thinking that everything would eventually be all right. My name is C.S. Williams, the Radio Apprentice, and you're listening to Oral Vault Live Podcast. In case you want to get in touch and you want us to have a one-on-one gist, because I really want to have some wonderful sessions with you, all you have to do is find us. Go to our website, radiolive.oralvault.com. And in case I haven't told you, you can actually submit your contents there to air live on the radio. Right there at radiolive.oralvault.com. But if you really need to follow up every other thing, you either go to the website the same way, or you can go to our Facebook handle, Oral Vault Radio, or Twitter handle, Oral Vault Radio. And you can find me, the Radio Apprentice. That way we can book a session and talk about what we want to talk about. I mean, I'm quite interested. I'm quite open to discussing your setbacks. Actually, it's your setbacks really, because we need to be talking to some other people elsewhere. So it shouldn't be all about motivational, uh, blah, blah, blah. It has to be reality talk, because from the conversation, you can pinch yourself and make a move. Because just like I always say, if you want to talk to someone and lift their spirit, ask them what their problem is and speak towards that problem from their point of view. Then you can lift their spirit. So, because I don't know what you're going through, I don't know what your own challenge is, I won't tell you that everything is going to be all right. There has to be some sort of talk, and there has to be some sort of inspiration to lift your ideas in order to do more, or expand your mind in order to take certain steps. That's it. Okay, so please book a session with me. Find me, the Radio Apprentice, and of course hit me up, and I'm just going to be right behind you. So far so good. I'll leave you to the music, and then when I get back, I'm just going to talk about something. I read something online earlier this evening. I tried not to look at it twice, but then I couldn't help it but go back to it. So we're going to talk about that as soon as I get back. I'm going to play you a few tracks, and most especially, you know exactly what I'm going to play you because you know what I stand for. So you just enjoy the music. I'll be right here, and I'll just prepare myself for the next session that we're going to have, which is not going to take too long. In a few seconds, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. My name is C.S. Williams, the Radio Apprentice, and you're listening to Oral Vault Radio.